Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 120 of Impact Makers. Well, Dustin, I'm hoping you can help me out a little bit, and then by helping me out a little bit, help our viewers out. And what I'm getting at is, listening to different social media influencers in the accounting profession. We're coming off a week past Engage. Sometimes I'm energized by what I hear, and sometimes I'm shaking my head. And there's a couple of things that have me shaking my head, and I really think that it's opportunities, and it's something that you created the opportunity from the early days in what it is that you did. And that's AI is here, right? And it's going to take over in some fashion. But the influencers have me feeling like it's all doom and gloom. Like it's going to erode revenue. It's a rate. Might be a race to the bottom. And it just has me thinking about what you've introduced. At the end of all your workshops, a lot of your presentations. It's a customer experience model, and I really think I really think our listeners need a refresher on this, because AI it's an opportunity. It's not creating a problem. It's an opportunity if you identify it right. So I'm gonna turn it over to you. And I'm also, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. So a PowerPoint slide must be worth 10,000 words or something like that. So as I'm turning it over to you, I'm gonna go ahead and share that model that that you've customized here.
Yeah, I know we've talked about this or alluded to it in probably a dozen of these
Hmm.
impact maker sessions over the last few years. But you're right. As we were talking this week, and some of the stuff we were seeing out there on social media, it was like, you know what, we need to have a we need to remind everyone this. You can you can run a firm successfully by understanding this model at a high level, and that applies with or without AI.
Hmm.
Let's just start with there.
Yep.
The way this works, the higher up we go on the scale, the more satisfied your clients are of the work that you do. Further down, they're not satisfied. That's the vertical axis. The horizontal, where it says firm execution, think of that as time that you spend, both time that you spend doing the services you perform, as well as how well you execute those. And so the doom and gloom may set in if all you do is on the red,
Yep.
meaning if as a firm, all you do is the basic compliance work, you file the tax returns, you issue financial statements, you do a audited financial statement. You're just doing monthly close. CAS for you is monthly close. You can see that red line there, the red service line, the basic service line. Doesn't matter how far to the right you go, you're not crossing that threshold of true client value and satisfaction. And so you do compete on price if that's all you're doing. And that is going to, shrink margins, especially as technology automates, AI automates more of that basic compliance work. But many firms today and that
Yep.
we work with, that's not they know that's, a baseline. Just like I said, it's basic. It's still a nice chunk of revenue. It's still a opportunity to build from to get higher value services in. And that's where we get to that performance and delighter line. That performance line, this is the first level of advisory. The more of that you do, the happier the clients are. You can see it. And that delighter curve is the wow factor that you create for a client, something that they expect you to do, you went above and beyond.
Yep.
And so, we can, and, influencers or whatever you want to call them, it doesn't need to be doom and gloom. As a firm, it doesn't need to be doom and gloom. If you understand this model, let's use automation and AI to help us get that compliance work done more efficiently and effectively so we can elevate time, effort, thought to be more strategic with our clients at that performance and delighter level. If that's your mindset, you're going to be successful. If it's just how do I use AI to automate the compliance and do nothing else? Well,
Right.
you're going to be it's going to be hard.
Yep.
And as we've said a lot lately, even with AI coming in as heavy and hard as it is to accounting processes in general, the future is still about human relationships. The
Yep.
relationship you make with your clients, the relationship you make with your coworkers. It's even more important today. And
Yep.
so that's why we would just wanted this session's going a little bit longer than we typically do these videos, but we wanted to reset everybody on this model is still where you want to be focused.
Yep. And, we had a client articulate this back to us really well. And, they looked at it and said, that red line, I tell my clients that's our have tos. Those are the things we have to. The IRS says you have to file a tax return. The bank says you have to issue an audited financial statement. Those are has tos, have tos. The I get to is the performance and the delighter
Yep.
line. Building that relationship with the client lets you know what are those nice to have things. What do we get to do together? That's that performance line. And as you're building that relationship, when you're that true advisor and consultant, you get to delight your clients. So that's really the opportunity here is, like you said, leverage AI to help you free up time for the have tos so you have more time for the get to dos.
Well said.